Okay, so on this one, we're subtracting. Notice minus in the middle, right? And they already have the common denominator. So we're just going to our big bar here, and you just keep the bottom the same, don't you? Like that. And you subtract the top. Now, let me make this a little bit longer. Let me do the top really carefully. So it's going to be x squared. This is really important that we do this carefully. Minus 6x minus 6. See that minus sign right here in the middle? Are we good there? So we keep the common top. We don't add or subtract the bottom, right? And you know that, right? Think about real life. You had 1/4 of a candy bar, and then later had 2/4 of a candy bar. That's 3/4, not 3/8, right? You don't add the bottoms. Just picture a real life candy bar cut into 4 pieces. 1/4 of the candy bar and 2/4 of the candy bar is 3/4 of the candy bar, not 3/8. You don't add the bottoms. You keep the bottom the same, right? Okay, now, or subtract or whatever. So now on the top, what are you going to do with that minus sign? What does a minus sign do in front of parentheses? It distributes to both of those. That's the trick. That's what people mess up on this one. So in fact, I'll just put it here. You must distribute. And in fact, you might say, well, Mr. Where'd the parentheses come from? Where are they? Yeah, in fact, good question. You don't really need to do the parentheses and all this here. Let me back up and change my mind. I mean, you can. It's all right. It's probably a little more formal than you really need to be. Instead, you could just distribute from the beginning. You can just say, look, I'm just going to go boom and boom. Now you might, well, how do you know you're supposed to do it? Well, clearly you are, right? Because you're subtracting the whole second fraction. So here's the common mistake that a lot of people make. They'll go x squared minus x, which is great. I mean, that's the first one, right? And then they'll go minus. They'll see the minus. They'll go minus, and then they'll not too far there. They'll go minus 6x, right? Because it's minus 6x. And then they'll go, okay, and then minus 6. No, plus 6. Why? Because this minus sign not only hits that 6x, but it also hits this. And so it's minus a minus 6. In fact, I could write it more carefully if that is helpful to you. It's minus a minus 6, which is going to become plus 6, isn't it? You see that? And you think, well, how do you know? Well, because you're subtracting not just the front part, but the whole fraction, right? And we don't do anything with the bottom. We keep the same denominators we talked about with the candy bar thing. But the top, we do subtract. We subtract the whole top, not just the front part. But that's a super common mistake. Really, 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 really. Maybe if I was to rank top 10 mistakes in algebra by algebra students, this might be number 1. So common, such an easy blunder to make. Watch out. That's why I'm writing you notes and going on and on about it. The minus sign in the middle has to distribute to both of those because you're subtracting the entire second fraction, not just the front part. So the minus has to hit the 6x and the minus 6. You're subtracting the entire second fraction, not just the front part. So, okay. So then what happens from there? Well, from there, let's keep that denominator on the bottom the same. X squared minus 10x. Whoops, I'm getting kind of scribbly here, huh? What happens on the top? X squared. Now, minus 6x minus x, that's minus 1x. Minus 6x is minus 7x. And minus a minus 6 is plus 6. Right? Good there? Okay. And so now reduce. We always have to reduce. All right, so we just cancel the x squared. You know better than that, huh? You're tired of seeing the joke right now. Oh, well, hopefully it's really clear to you. I hope you know it so well you're tired of it. Now reduce, but only or cannot. You can't, that's not right because you cannot cancel added, subtracted items. So instead, factor, right? So that's how we get around the fact that we cannot cancel out subtracted items. We factor. So in this case, we're going to factor the top and the bottom. So let's do that. Down. Let's factor the bottom. X is in the front. Remember, it's all about multiply I don't know why I'm doing the bottom first. It doesn't matter, top or bottom. Multiply. So that's gonna be x. And what multiplies to be? You can do 3 and 3, but that's not gonna add. Remember, it's multiply, add, multiply. It's not gonna add to be -10, is it? 3 and 3 is not gonna get it done. So what then? 10 and 1. No, 9 and 1. I'm in trouble today. 9 and 1 multiplies to be 9. And if they're both negative, they will add to be -10. There it is. All right. Now the top, same kind of thing, right? Multiply, add, multiply. So 2 parentheses, x and x. How do they multiply to be 6? 6 times 1 multiply to be 6. And how do they add to be -7? Both negative. Right? Negative. If you lose $6, you lose $1, you lost $7. All right. And then now these guys can cancel. Cancel. Multiply. Now those are multiplied items that we can, right? There's parentheses, so we can cancel them and we're done. What's the answer? X minus 6 over x minus. You don't need the parentheses anymore because there's nothing to separate them from. And so that's just it. There's our final answer. I'll put a box around it. Wrap it up. It's done. There we go. So watch out for the distribution. Very easy mistake to make. There we go.